Welcome to the 8th and the last session of this series. In this session, we will be having a look at how to create an interactive dashboard based on the data set you have from your organization. In this exercise, we will be making use of multiple functions, multiple skills from Excel like use of pivot table, use of charts, use of slicers, use of connections, etc. So finally, how a dashboard will look like, we'll just have a look at it. So this is how my final dashboard will look like. First, we will create matrix which will include data for total sales and total units sold. Next, we will create a second data using top 3 customers as per the sales data. Next, we will create a line chart based on yearly and quarterly results. Next, we create percentage per region wise donut chart or donut pie chart. Next, we will create a 3D stack chart for items sold and its quantity. And finally, we will be using some slicers and we will insert timeline, and finally we will arrange the data in such a way that the total dashboard looks very attractive to one who has a look at it. So let us get started. Now we already have a data set of this, the one you look at your screen. In this data we have the order date, the region to which the customers belong, the customer name, the item purchased by the customer, the units of item that the customer has purchased, per unit cost, and total sales for that particular customer. So let us get started. So very first, what we will do is we will add a matrix of total sales and total sum of units sold. So we will select the complete data, then we go to insert a pivot table, ensure that complete data has been selected. We will add this pivot table in new worksheet and I just click on OK. So now this will be added to a new worksheet as a pivot table. We'll just wait. So this my sheet is ready. We will rename this sheet as dashboard, since we will be building all our matrix on this sheet itself. Now since we want the sum of total sales and sum of total units, what we will do is we'll go select the units and the totals. So this is my matrix for this is the sum of units. We will change the value to total sales and second value to total units sold. So now we have our first data on our dashboard. I will just rename this at matrix and just select the data and merge and center. So we now have first matrix on our dashboard. Now next thing that we need to add is top 3 customer as per the sales data. Now once again we will go to data set. Our complete data set has been already been selected, so I will once again go to insert, go to pivot table, and I will choose existing worksheet and my location will be dashboard. I will select the dashboard sheet and I will add in somewhere here and I click on OK. Now since I want top 3 customers, let us add the data of the customer here and total sales reported from that particular customer. So now we have the complete data set, but you can see the data of all the customers is present in the table, but I just want the top 3 customers. So what I will do is just select here, right click here, and I will then select filter, select top 10 options. Here I just want the top 3, so I will key in the 3 and press OK. Now you can see the top 3 customers are there, but I want these to be arranged in descending order, that is from highest to lowest sum of total. So I will once again click here, right click here, sort largest to smallest. So I will once again change the cell name here to customers and the next to total sales. So now we have added our second matrix to the dashboard. Now next thing is we want to add yearly and quarterly results in form of line chart. So for that we once again go to data set. Data has already been selected. Now we will go to insert pivot table. Now we will want to insert this pivot table in new worksheet, so I have selected new worksheet and I click on OK. What we will do is rename this worksheet as year quarter. Now we'll choose the order date and add it to the row column, and now what we want is total sales data reported. So I will choose the total and I will add it here. Now we want yearly and quarterly. Now you can see all the date fields are present in the row labels, but we want the data for yearly and quarterly. For that, just we will select one of the cells from the row labels, right click here and click on group. Now we are interested in quarter and years, so I will select quarter and years, and by pressing Ctrl key on my keyboard I will unselect months and I will just click on OK. So you can see the greatness of Excel, that it has converted all the dates into year and then further into the quarter. Now we want to move this data to a pivot chart. For that we will go to insert, now we want to add a pivot chart. For that we will go to analyze and select pivot chart. Here what we want that chart is to be in form of line chart, so we will go to line and select the first one. To make it more attractive and to be able to utilize all the complete space here, what I will do is I will go to analyze and hide all the field button here. I will remove the legend as well, and I will just change the title here to yearly and quarterly results. So this is my third item of the dashboard. Now what we will do is move this chart to our next on the main dashboard sheet. For that go to pivot chart tools, select design and move chart option, then here select the dashboard sheet here and click on OK. You can just resize the chart so as to fit in the sheet properly. So now we have added our third item in the sheet. Now it's time to add a donut graph for region. For that we will once again go to our data set. The data has already been selected. Go to insert, select pivot table, ensure that add this data to data model is unchecked. We want this data in new worksheet, so we will click OK here. So now we have the pivot chart. Now we will add the required elements for region and total sales reported here. So now you can see region wise total sales is now present here. Now what I will do is go to analyze and select pivot chart here. Now we want the chart to be in short form of donut, so I will go to pie and select the donut one. So now the data in form of pivot table is ready. Now I want to utilize the maximum space one again, so I will select the legend and delete it. Again I will go to format I will go to region and hide all the fields button. Now from the format type or design, you can select in whichever type you want or whichever style you like. I will go with style 8 here, and from quick layout you can choose the one which shows you the maximum data. So I will go with this one. Now I want to move this chart onto our main dashboard, so I will right click here, select move chart, select my dashboard sheet and click OK. I will resize the chart so as to fit in the data or the worksheet correctly. What we will do is here we will remove the region name once again, and here we will rename it as region wise sales. So we have now added our fourth element to the dashboard sheet. Now it's time to add the fifth item, where we will add items wise list that has been sold. So for that, we once again go to our data set. The data has already been selected. Go to insert pivot table, uncheck this, add this data to data model, click OK. Now here we want to have 3D stack chart for items sold. So what we will do is we will go to items and we will add those values. So we will rename this sheet as units per item. You can see all the item list here and the name of these or the count of these items present here. Now what we will do is go to analyze, go to pivot chart, and now you want to add 3D stacked chart here. So what we will do is go to column chart, and here you can select 3D stacked column chart and click on OK. Now I will remove the unnecessary element so as the maximum space gets utilized on the pivot chart space. I will select region and delete it. Then I will go to analyze, go to field buttons and hide all, and here I will rename it as item wise sales. So we are now ready with the fifth item. We will just move it. We will select it, right click here, move chart and move it to the dashboard part. Click OK. So now we have the fifth item added to our worksheet for dashboard. We will rearrange this at the end of this session so it looks very properly distributed. I will make some arrangement here itself so that it is properly aligned with each other, because it should give a good look to overall dashboard. Now next in the item is we will insert slicers. Slicers are more or less similar to the filters. For that we will once again go to our data set, or what we will do is instead of going to data set we will go to dashboard, select one of the pivot table here, and here we can go to analyze, and here we have insert slicer. Now here we will add slicer for customer, region, and click on OK. we will select the insert slicer option for customer, region and years, and we just click on OK. So these slicers are added here. We will just arrange them properly. I'll go here, I'll just resize the chart a bit so all the fields can be accommodated properly. What we can do is we can go to options and we can select column so that it gets divided into two columns. Similarly, we can resize this chart so as to fit it properly. Now, for all these reports or all these elements to work in tandem, it is very necessary to connect these data with each other. For that, you just need to select the slicer, go to slicer options, here select report connections and select all the pivot table and click OK. In the same way, select another slicer, go to report connections and select the pivot tables. Similarly, select the region slicer option, report connection and select all the pivot tables here. Now, one very interesting thing here is the feature that Excel has provided is to insert the timeline option. So for that, just select, or you can just select any of the pivot table here, go to analyze and then select timeline, and you can then select the order date and click OK. Now you can see a timeline has been inserted. Now since we want once again to all the components to work in tandem, we will once again go to timeline option, report connections and select the pivot table here. Now you can see if I select any one of the periods from this timeline, the data will be reflected in all of these. So that is the beauty of this. You can select any of the customer and the data will change accordingly in all of the components. You can see, or if I select a year in the year slicer, you can see the data has been reflected. If I want to clear the filter, just I uncheck here and all the data will be changed to original thing. Now to make the chart more attractive, what we will do is remove the grid lines from this Excel sheet. For that, we will go to view and go to remove grid lines, remove formula bar, remove headings, and so my dashboard chart in this form is ready. I hope you have enjoyed this series and all the sessions in this series. I had a great time with all of you. Thank you for your